Temos agora conosco, para a próxima intervenção, Lynette de Silva, que boa tarde, Lynette. Good morning, Lynette. Sorry. How are you?
I'm doing wonderfully, thank you.
Então, Lynette, eu vou fazer uma pequena apresentação sintética, co-diretora do Programa de Gestão e Transformação de Conflitos Hídricos da Universidade do Estado do Oregon, onde também é professora. Tem atuado como consultora da Unesco, fornecendo formação para profissionais da água sobre recursos hídricos, práticas de gestão da terra e resolução de conflitos. Em 2019, Lynette coescreveu um livro intitulado Resolução de Conflitos Ambientais, Princípios e Conceitos. E é sobre isso que vai Lynette nos entreter agora com sua reflexão. Por favor, muito obrigado.
Thank you, Ricardo. That was for the wonderful introduction, and thank you to the World Mediation Forum Committee for an amazing opportunity and discussion. I'm Lynette de Silva. So we're in a global crisis. We have anthropogenic activities that are contributing to climate change, resulting in intense tropical hurricanes, with areas experiencing extreme drought, heat waves, heavy precipitation, and detrimental rises in sea level, and an irreversible loss of species diversity and its vital ecosystem functions. The Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services estimates that more than 80% of wetlands have been lost within the last 300 years, and within the next few decades, as many as 1 million species could be threatened with extinction. For example, we are today seeing declining numbers of the African forest elephants, the hawksbill turtles, and Sumatran orangutans. The irreversible loss of species richness disrupts the complex and intricate web between microorganisms, fungi, plants, animals, and humans in ways that cannot be readily reclaimed. These far-reaching implications affect the global ecosystem's sustainability, water resources management, community cohesion, and the long-term well-being of humans. After all, we all rely on plants to capture sun's energy, for the production of oxygen, to remove carbon from the atmosphere, and for the movement of water from soil to air. Plants are also providing us with fuel, with clothing, housing, and the source of both our food as well as medication. In fact, as species decline in number, the human population grows at an exponential rate. Humans are expected to reach close to 10 billion individuals by 2050. Present human activities demands that the productive biophysical capacity regenerate itself at a faster rate than it is possible, which means that humans are making the earth sick. We don't give earth time to heal, resulting in a disharmony among people and between people, and the planet.
I'm sorry, Lynette. You have lost your presentation. Can you share your screen again? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just in a few seconds. Can you try to put it in full screen mode?
Let me see again.
The PowerPoint, maybe, in full screen.
Let me do that again.
Yes, this is perfect.
Okay, thank you, Lynette.
Apologies. Don't know what happened. So so as I was saying, that there is this disharmony between the amount, there's a disharmony between people and between people and planet. This discord means that the ecosystem cannot function in a sustainable manner because we are irreversibly altering Earth's ability to take care of us and for the Earth to take care of itself. This dysfunction comes from the self-centered demands humans impose on planet Earth. In the current configuration, humans claim rights of supremacy and sovereignty, leaving little room for the humility of listening to nature. And so understanding the biophysical requirements and values isn't taking place. Without meeting these necessities of nature, the biophysical sustainability of the global ecosystem is at risk. As a result, the services it provides, which increasingly impacts livelihoods as human migration and immigration become more prevalent. For example, one example is the largest wildfires on record in the US are occurring or have occurred in the last 20 years. Another example is between 2019 and 2020, 60,000 koala bears were harmed or killed by climate-induced Australian bushfires. And another example is climate-induced flooding in Pakistan, displacing 33 million people this year alone. The primary way to alter our current trajectory is to raise our level of human consciousness from that of a very linear, meiotic exploitation to that of social environmental sustainability. We begin by listening and practice being fully present to gain deeper understanding of nature's needs in order to construct a relationship-centric future. It is one way to cultivate healthier interactions between Mother Earth and humans towards a more harmonious relationship with the planet. A future in which ecosystems and river systems have equity with humans. For example, the Waranugi River on the North Island in New Zealand has been polluted by waters from mining has polluted waters from mining and waste disposal, and has the demands of regulating flood control and hydroelectricity. The Maori people worked to legally empower the river with its own rights for the entire stretch from the headwaters to the mouth of the river, by recognizing the waterway as a living being with inalienable powers and rights under the 2017 Whanganui River Claims Settlement Act, with designated river representatives and a board committed to respect the water's rights to thrive, unencumbered by pollutants and other challenges. Another example is the case of the Baileys coral reefs, living organisms of pulp corals that are home to over 60 species of coral and at least 500 species of fish, and marine life that includes manatees, turtles, and sharks. Destructive fish practices, pollution from oil production, altered climate-induced water characteristics, and wastewaters harmed the corals, which threatened its ability to thrive and act as habitat for threatened species. Through community-based conservation, fragments of broken coral are being transplanted to form new colonies for coral restoration. This project is considered as a success because it positively regenerates the second largest coral reef ecosystem on the globe. Listening to the needs and interests of nature that nature can provide provides an opening for the repair of essential biophysical processes. And if humans want, we can reinstate nature's rights and have equity realized. After all, we must first consider increased sustainable benefits to the waterways before we can expect to place demands on it. Otherwise, there will be nothing for the waterway to share. The tools for intervention come from mediation and faith-based practices. The skills include listening, identifying hierarchy of needs, loving kindness, ethical and moral environmental consideration, balancing human needs and ecological conservation, reverence for life, moments for reflection, and a call for action. This conflict transformation requires an increase of energy and new information. It cannot be achieved with the understanding we presume to have today. Humans must work to improve their relationship with nature, including to consider our interconnectivity in systematic ways rather than in a purely linear economic form. This kind of shift can offer more justice and peace for the planet while raising human consciousness and its subsequent potential. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lynette. Eu acho que essa concepção da natureza como ente a ser levado em conta na discussão e na mediação, porque essa é a nossa questão, me parece um ponto super importante que a gente vai enfrentar na nossa discussão.